Hello, I am Brendan here again. I know all that information about what employers should do or not do regarding vaccines and their employees can be a bit overwhelming. But do not worry, this is where I come in to consolidate the mass of knowledge into a coherent structure. In other words, summarizing everything. First off, the answer to the big overarching question of whether an employer can mandate vaccinations for their employees is that it depends. Depends on what? Well, on the specific circumstances that the employer and employee are in. As previously mentioned, an employer can refuse to take a COVID-19 vaccine on account of their medical condition if they fall within a predetermined list of exclusions. In this case, an employer cannot force a vaccination but must take reasonable steps to accommodate their unvaccinated member of staff, such as remote working, redesignating them to other positions, or segregating them from other workers. But what about those refusing without medical reason? Do you have to accommodate them as well? The answer to that question is yes. An employee may cite a religious, safety, or other personal issue for their refusal to vaccinate. This is well within their rights as an employee and Malaysian citizen, as the right to autonomy and fundamental liberty is guaranteed by the Federal Constitution. As such, the employer has to accommodate them as they would an employee with a medical issue. However, this does not prevent unvaccinated employees from suffering other consequences as regards their refusal to vaccinate. Before we tackle situations where vaccinations may be made compulsory, it will be useful to briefly reiterate the actual aspects of leaving the choice in the employee's hands. Keep in mind there are both pros and cons to either approach. On the pro-choice side, employees should be allowed to exercise their free will and liberty to decide what is best for themselves. After all, you are the person who knows yourself best. There is a case to be made here that employees have the duty to take reasonable steps to ensure their own and others' safety in their workplace. This particular counterpoint is weakened by the refusal of governments such as the United States and Malaysia to mandate vaccination. Running counter to pro-choice is the argument for the choice to be taken away from employees. The reason being that vaccinations are not just for the individual, but benefit the wider community. The case of Africa and the Czech government illustrates this. In it, the vaccine mandate for children was held by the European Court of Human Rights to be necessary to prevent the reappearance of diseases. Closer to home, Hamdan Ahmad and Yumabal demonstrated the employer's prerogative to take appropriate steps to ensure a safe working environment for the conduct of their business. The obvious disadvantage to this is, of course, the removal of an employee's autonomy. Now, with that out of the way, in what situations could an employer mandate vaccination? The law, as it currently stands, imposes a duty on the part of both employers and employees to ensure a safe working environment. Would a refusal to vaccinate be a breach of state duty? Again, it depends. If a workplace is able to conduct remote working or otherwise implement appropriate safety measures, the likely answer is no. But leaving aside this duty set by law, what if the employee's unvaccinated status impacts their ability to work? Can an employer now compel them to vaccinate or suffer disciplinary measures? Yet again, the answer depends. Existing employees cannot be compelled or forced to vaccinate, but may be reassigned to a non-customer facing role, or if this is not possible, terminated. Potential employees, on the other hand, could be confronted with a vaccination requirement before they are hired. Here, the government is silent. There does, however, exist an implied vaccination mandate due to the linking of the workplace's capacity to the employee vaccination rate. In conclusion, an employer may mandate vaccinations if their employees' working ability would be severely impaired. Otherwise, in all other cases, the employer must respect their employees' choice and make arrangements to accommodate them. It's useful to bear in mind that these are unprecedented times, presenting us with unique and novel dilemmas. This is the law as it currently stands, but be warned that it may change in the days ahead as we forge our path into the